Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to the morning after. March Madness has kicked off, and actually, March is almost gone, which is kind of crazy to me. But we do have the results of what you guys want to be called. So we're going to, let you guys know at the end. There'll be no more y'all, which listen, you hated on me with the y'all. I love the y'all.
I think it's very endearing, but I also love the idea of the bracket. I thought was awesome
It
for
was
us
cool.
non-basketball folks. Do you have an actual basketball team in the game that you're watching?
I have a bracket, and my bracket sucks, but it's fine. So does everyone else's, I feel like. So
But is
it's
like
okay.
Georgia big
Georgia
in
got
basketball?
Georgia got knocked out first round. They made it. 14 SEC teams, which SEC isn't even basketball friendly, but whatever. Who cares? The bracket we care about is the names. Honestly, biggest upset, the Plan Bs. I
Yeah,
really thought that was going to make it far, and it got
yeah,
first round.
yeah. Eliminated. That's why it's like we should have offered the people like how they'll offer somebody like $1 million for a perfect bracket. You should have
Mm,
offered someone $1 million for a perfect because it got busted early.
I
It got busted
know.
early.
I was a little upset, but I do like the final name. And there were some great honorable mentions. So we'll get
Yeah.
into that at the end. But before we get there, let's get into our It's a Lot, because I just had one happen and
Yeah.
you want me to go first?
Yeah.
I'm fuming. Okay. So I have two children. I'm not going to name their names, but they have decided that they run the world and that they know what's best, and they have all the attitude now. And I'm tired, but tired. Here we go. Where's my Celsius? But they are
By the way,
currently,
you have 4 children, right?
yes, I
Okay,
know,
just making
but just
sure.
this is just two of them,
Okay,
okay?
okay.
And I will say this has been an ongoing thing for the last couple of months where the attitudes have come into play, and I'm struggling to parent it because I am an enforcer. I am probably the mean parent. Matthew has now turned also. We tried the like good cop, bad cop situation that we always are. Clearly it's not working because nothing has changed.
Mm,
They're calling people people, I say they're sisters, people
yeah.
names. They're just they're testing their boundaries right now. And right now they are in their room and have been in there for the past hour and will be in there until dinner
Are they
because
calling each other names or other people names?
oh fuck. Well, they're sisters. Okay. They're
Right.
sisters.
Yes, they're
So
trying.
yes, and unacceptable. Like I will not have it in my house. And last week we were going to cancel their birthday party, which is tomorrow. Couldn't get the money, and we told them, we're like, birthday party's off because we cannot honestly celebrate you guys right now just because of the way you're behaving. We love you, but I don't think you should have a celebration. And that was really how we both felt, Matthew and I. And then we can't get our deposit back. So the party's happening, even though
Party's on. They're
I
not
really,
coming, but the party's on.
you know what? Happy birthday. And they won't be there to blow out the candles. No, they will be. And that sucks as a parent to be like, to be honest, it was a really hard decision to make when we decided we were going to cancel it.
Yeah.
It hurts you as much as it hurts them because your kids are getting older. They're only going to want birthday party for so long. And then they'll just want gifts and a party with their friends elsewhere. And so to be a part of it, like you only have so many years. And so that sucked to have to even try to go through with it. Turns out I couldn't even go through with it. Now could we have eaten the cost? Absolutely. But we're also like, okay, maybe this is a sign.
Yeah.
And they were very upset. And then I had to tell them the party was
Party's back
on.
on.
And I was like, it is not because you changed your behavior. It is solely because mommy and daddy couldn't get our money back. But now, again, they are in their room. Long story short, I had a meeting earlier that I couldn't get out of. And Matthew was also busy. So we had Rodell pick them up. And they just refused to get in the car and carpool lane. And so he had to do a second lap. And I'm going, in what world do you think you're just going to say no? And honestly, I'm going to be totally honest. Like, I said a few cuss words, and that's one of the first times I've done that in front of them and to them. I was like, this is bullshit what you're doing. And so that's my it's a lot right now. It's just children when they get older and they start testing these boundaries, and I feel like I'm losing. I literally feel like I'm losing this war.
It's going to be really tricky for you when you've got 4 teenage girls.
I'm gonna peace out and go on a 6-year vacation.
Yeah. I mean, if you take the occasional gummy now, imagine like 7 years from now. Now, when you were growing up, what was the dynamic between you, Jenny, Chet? Was there a lot of like, or was it were your parents like, no, you were not going to behave this way to each other?
Yeah, I would say I was the youngest. So in that world, like I probably not got away, but like wasn't the one beating up on them. But my mom handled it. And if she couldn't handle it, my dad would handle it. And my dad was scary. And I'm not saying scary, like we feared him in a healthy way. It's not like he was like being abusive. Physical or nothing like that. It was just like, yo, if you don't respect your mother and what she's telling you, you're going to have to deal with me.
Yeah.
And we never wanted to deal with him. We knew when dad was involved, not good. It's kind of the same dynamic that Matthew and I have in a little bit. Like, you know, okay, mom's kind of here. And then if dad gets involved, oh shit. Yeah. I mean, you can see it in their faces. I
like it. I think it's great.
It honestly, like, I wish I could have followed through with the party thing, especially after what happened today. And now and tomorrow I'm like, can I cancel it? No, I can't cancel it. No. So, you know, there's that. But anyways, what's your it's a lot?
Yours is tricky because it's stressful. So I get you, I feel you. And I'd love to hear from other parents about how they kind of like navigate that with, you know, the siblings when they're kind of going at it. Cause I think it's tricky because you're all in the same house.
No getting
mine
away from
is,
it.
and I'm leaning into the divorced parents out there because it's one of those things that I think you go through. You know, we're taking Emma to Orlando this weekend for the tail end of her spring break. Really looking forward to it. She's super excited, doing a countdown, the whole deal. Aww. And then, you know, you always like, I'm very blessed in that I know when she's with Jeff, he takes care of her and he's a good parent to her and all that's okay. But you always just want to be like, I want to give her this great experience and I want her to have this really good time. And so anybody that knows myself or knows Jeff travels constantly. So he has a lot of status with the airlines, right? So Emma last night, we were like, yay, Orlando's coming up. And she goes, you know, it's going to be so much fun. And I said, what? No. She goes, on the plane when they bring you the chocolate cake. And I'm like, oh God, she thinks we're flying first class.
Oh my!
I'm like, okay. I haven't even gotten a notification about Comfort Plus yet. she thinks she's getting chocolate cake and a white napkin. So that I'm just like, I'm telling a friend about it today, and they're like, "Well, can't you stop like on the way to the plane and get a piece of chocolate cake, and just in case you don't get it?" Because we bought all 3 tickets under, you know, my thing. Yeah. So even if I got upgraded, it's not like I'm going to leave Emma and Jake like back in whatever. Right.
Well, that's nice of you.
So, well, listen, trust me, there's part of me that wants to be like, enjoy the flight.
Yeah. Whoa. If you did get upgraded and you didn't, would you give it to Jake to go sit up front?
Okay. So we've had this debate a jillion times because of a few trips to LA. Like, you know, we traveled a lot. I flew a lot last year. So I ended up getting platinum on Delta, which is phenomenal. You get most time you at least get a comfort, but a lot of times you'll get a first class upgrade. So it caused a thing. So I said, now my friend Karen said, neither one of you should take it. You should both just sit and coach and enjoy each other's company. And I said, that's ridiculous. If I have spent this money, I don't care if I don't use it. He is going to sit in first. One of the 2 of us is sitting in that seat.
Agreed.
That is my theory. And guess what? We're going on vacation. We're going to spend every minute with each other. I'm going to hug you, kiss you, love you. It's going to be wonderful. I don't need that on the plane.
Yeah. You know, honestly, do people even actually talk to each other on the plane? No. They watch their screens. They do what they need to do. Like, I almost think people who are talking to each other, I'm like, shh. This is a quiet zone.
And like, what are
Like,
you talking about? Like,
again, unless you're like scheduling the trip that you're about to land and go do, great. But like, who really actually spends time with one another on a plane? Nobody.
exactly. So
Agreed.
yeah, twofold is what do you do when one of you gets status? And I always say like, do you want my seat? Because I'm fine. Especially if I get hillbilly first class, which is what I refer to as my seat with no seat in front of me, like in
Ooh,
that
that's
exit
nice
row.
though. That's good
Love
for
that
tall
because I'm
people.
tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll take that. I took that coming home from Mexico with him. I said, I'll take that seat and you take my upgrade. I'm fine
Yeah.
with it. I don't care.
Well, I
But
will
yeah,
say,
Emma's expecting like, some Grey Poupon and some chocolate layer cake. And so I
I
have to like figure
I'm
this
with
out.
your friend. Just go buy a piece of cake and bring it with you. And be like, here you
Mhm.
go. It's probably, and it's gonna be way better than the Delta or than whatever airline cake that's getting served. You know what I mean?
Probably. Yeah. I'm sure just buying a single piece of cake at the airport will be more than the price of the ticket to fly, but it'll be
Bring it in.
fantastic.
You can bring food in. You just can't bring liquid. Yes, you can bring food through security. You cannot bring liquid.
You can?
Yes, Hank. Welcome to Flying 101. You can bring food in. I think I've told y'all before that I always drink hot chocolate before bed. Just one of the things I do. And now I'm so excited because I actually have a reason to drink it. And that is because of the Beams Dream Powder. It is a hot chocolate powder that has science-backed ingredients shown to improve sleep so you can wake up refreshed and ready for the day. It also tastes great and there's multiple flavors, but I'm just so excited about it because I can drink this hot chocolate guilt-free, knowing honestly, before I'm going to bed, it's going to help me sleep. It has a powerful blend of all natural ingredients, reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, and melatonin. So again, you're going to get a good night's sleep. It has already improved over 17.5 million nights of sleep. So here's the deal. Beam is giving our listeners, parents or not, their best offer yet. Try their best-selling Dream Powder and get up to 40% off for a limited time. Go to shopbeam.com/morningafter and use that code morningafter at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/morningafter and use the code morningafter for up to 40% off. By supporting Beam, you support this show and all of us fellow parents out there. Place your first order of Beam and start getting your best sleep tonight. Going back real quick though, Matthew and I, there was always an upgrade situation with Matthew and I would obviously, one, he's the reason we're flying in general.
Yeah.
So clearly, here's your first class seat. But no chance in hell would he ever be like, hey, babe, take this. No chance. He'd be like, see you later. Would never even cross his mind because he's like, you're small, I'm big, you're in the back, I'm in the front. That's just the way it's going to go. And honestly, I can't fight him on it. I really can't.
Yeah.
How ridiculous would it look if I sat up front and he sat in the back?
Yeah. I will say though, I believe his flying level has changed a little bit because I do remember it was years ago, but I remember a friend of mine texting me and being like, I'm flying Southwest and I think Matthew's on my flight. And I'm
Well,
like, what?
We flew Southwest literally like a month ago, him and I, and the kids. Listen, you do what you got to do to get to where you need to be, okay?
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Moving on real quick. Let's do your headlines, Hank. I feel like there's quite a few out there right now.
Yeah. Have you been following all this stuff with Ellen Pompeo of Grey's Anatomy?
Can you update me a little bit and update the
There
listeners?
are twofold things. Number one, she is named after the show, her character, Grey's Anatomy, right? She's Grey. Dr. Grey.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes. Continue.
But for many years, Patrick Dempsey was making like a ton more than her. And it's just like she had this whole like, awakening about her worth in that world. And she fought that battle and she was very public about that. That was very interesting. But then she also talked about, I think she has 2 or 3 kids, about the dynamic that so many moms face and dads too, about the division of, when you get to work, how your life changes and your work life changes once you have kids. And her point was when she gets to work, she is 100% in work, but she can't be a 100% mom and a 100% work. She has to pick her battles where she is, you know what I mean? And so that involves relying on other people to help her with her kids, saying, having those moments when she's like, okay, I'm now work person now. I have to do this. So it's all about finding that balance in life. And I think that is literally the one thing that almost everybody struggles with. Because
Yeah.
when you're at work, you feel like you're failing as a parent. And when you're at home, you're thinking like, do I answer these 5 emails that are on my
Yeah.
phone and not talk to my kid? It's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. I think also what I saw her just saying, I did she say she's 100% at work, but she technically is not because now part of her heart is at home
Yeah.
always. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I feel like everyone who is working and a parent can understand that and feel that. But I also think part of her, what she was trying to get across is the way I now probably parent and the way I work is just different.
Yeah.
You probably see things a lot, I wouldn't say clearer, but just differently when you do have children at home. You have more empathy. Like, for instance, I would say before, like being punctual was huge to me. I was never on time as a kid. I was always fucking late. And now, I hold people to that, hey, be on time, be on time. But there's situations like, oh, my kid, oh, this and that. And you have a little empathy for that. You have a little understanding because you have kids at home yourself.
Yeah.
So I do think it helps you see things in a more just broad spectrum. And kind of allows you to be the best of each version of yourself when you can figure out what is that balance.
Yeah.
Like how can I be a mom right now, but also be a really good teacher? Is it the fact that I come home and I stay away from work? Do I separate it completely? Or is it, all right, well, if I do this now, maybe it takes a little bit off my plate for tomorrow so I can be this parent tomorrow. I mean, I just think that's truly a balance with both.
Yeah.
I'm not a full-time worker, so this is hard for me to even wrap my head around. You are. Do you feel like when you are working on air, do you have a pull to Emma, or can you kind of separate the two?
I can separate when I'm there. My problem is sometimes I'll come home and because I get so many emails from people that I find myself grabbing my phone and just kind of going through emails. And I try to do it early in the morning when she's still asleep because I'll be
Right.
up and I just read them all. But I don't want those moments in the evening when we're finished dinner and I'm reading work emails when I should be really focused on her. So
Yeah.
it's just it's a balance. I think
Yeah.
every single working parent, part-time, full-time, whatever, I think everybody kind of wrestles with it because you just want to make sure you're doing the best you can in both, and eventually something's gonna pull a little bit.
Yeah. And I do think back in the day when you couldn't contact anyone past 5 p.m. The workday ended at 5. There was no people weren't on their computers if they had computers in their homes, which that was, who knew if you had one or not. But there was a hard cutoff. You couldn't even reach out if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Unless you're landlining, calling. If you don't know what a landline is, I'm surprised you're listening to this podcast. But unless you're calling a landline and hoping that they're home.
Yeah.
So I think it was easier back then to be able to turn off the work mode, but I think it's really hard to turn off the parent mode, regardless of what situation you're in. But I don't think that makes you a bad employee. I just think that makes you a well-rounded employee because I do think it gives you certain skills and stuff like that to, I don't know, to be a better no, what am I trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, to be more well-rounded.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want that. And I think companies really lately, and I know ours has, they've done a really good job of leaning into the idea that people are much more than just their 9 to 5. They have commitments, they have a life, and they want them to.
And I do think companies understand that if you were put a job in front of someone and said you can have the job or your family, what are you going to choose? I would hope that 100% of people would choose the family. So companies, I think, have come to realize that too, that they've got to be able to balance it too for their employees.
Okay. This story is going to rock you it is going to
Ooh.
cause me to wake up at 3 a.m. thinking about it. It is
God.
going to, you're going to put on your fighting
Oh
gloves
no.
with this
I've
one.
already have them on right now. I don't know. This is not good.
Well, whoever's in the room,
I'm
they're
going to get the axes out for the axe throwing. Okay. If you've ever been in the market for a new home, you know home shopping can be a lot. There's so much you don't know and so much you need to know. What are the neighborhoods like? What are the schools like? Who is the agent who knows the listing or the neighborhood best? And why can't all this information just be in one place? Well, now it is on homes.com. They've got everything you need to know about the listing itself, but even better, they've got comprehensive neighborhood guides and detailed reports about local schools. And their agent directory helps you see the agent's current listings and sales history. Homes.com collaboration tools make it easier than ever to share all this information with your family. It's a whole cul-de-sac of home shopping information all at your fingertips. Homes.com, we've done your homework.
So there's an influencer, Tanner, and her husband, Rocky, right?
Okay.
She is a social media influencer. And before the birth of their son, they reached out to the Happiest Baby brand to say, let's work a deal. We really like your bassinet. I'll promote it on my IG. The bassinet's valued at like $1,700.
$1,700 for a bassinet?
Yeah.
A thing that just sits there?
Well, I mean, there's like, the snoo actually helped rock kids a little bit. I had a snoo.
Yeah,
Remember
that's
the
great.
snoo?
That does something. But like,
Yeah.
what does this bassinet
Well,
do?
I don't know what this particular product does. It's called the Happiest Baby brand. So I don't know if it's snoo-like or what it does, but it was $1,700.
That's
Anyway,
ridiculous.
What happened is unfortunately, she carried the baby to full term, 40 weeks or 41 weeks, and delivered a stillbirth.
Oh my God. Okay.
And then the brand reached out to her because she wasn't posting content as promised and demanded the return of the bassinet immediately. Because
Did the brand
failed.
know what happened?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's a horrible marketing move on their part. Wait,
The brand
who's
says
doing that? That's dumb.
We cannot express more empathetically our deepest sympathy for what she and her family have been through following the loss of their son. What was intended to be an effort to provide assistance clearly was a mistake that added to Brooklyn's grief, for which we are truly sorry. We have taken internal steps to make sure it never happens again. What Brooklyn faced was a tragedy beyond comprehension, and we are heartbroken for the family's loss. So it sounds like they were reaching out to her to say, like, why aren't you posting content? Can we help you post this content because you've agreed to this? And then her sister had to step in and say she's not posting content because the baby died.
Oh, fuck.
And she was keeping the empty bassinet next to her bed as she was mourning the loss of the baby.
Oh my God. This gives me like
horrible
feelings.
I told you it would upset you. God. Because it's just devastating.
Do we think that was just like some young kid that was working, I don't know, on the promo side or marketing side that didn't understand? Like, that would be my hope.
I'm guessing what happened is they realized they were not getting content from her, and somebody reached out to say, how come we're not getting content? Maybe not knowing the baby had died.
Yeah.
And then once they figured out the baby had died, maybe somebody else reached out, which maybe they shouldn't, and said, like, would you like us to get the bassinet?
Oh,
or can we have the bassinet back?
Can we have the bassinet back? Okay.
So it's just, it is,
yeah. I mean, as a mom, and just, I couldn't imagine what this woman was going through. I'm sure this company is facing a lot of backlash. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And rightfully so. Like, it sucks that one of your employers did that, or I'm sorry, employees.
Yeah.
But you also are responsible for every single one of your employees. So the backlash needs to happen. I mean, I cannot believe that.
Yeah.
I can't, like, that is, did she return it? Do we know?
I don't know. I just, I think
after that, I might burn it and then put that on. Here's your content.
Yeah, I just yeah, they've apologized, but boy, that's and you know what? Here's how the damage has been done. Google the product. It's
And it's everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
So
honestly,
it's like
that's
mm,
that it sucks. Like I again couldn't imagine being hurt. Sucks for the company in a way of like you got to figure it out internally what the hell happened. But I feel like people look at any type of influencer and just see dollar signs. They don't really see people. It's kind of like how I feel like people look at my husband when there's like a true person under there and shit
yeah.
happens and the empathy we were just talking about. Like I would think a company who is producing baby products would understand empathy. I'm sure there's a bunch of moms within that business or dads or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's where that comes in, you know, and clearly
Yeah.
that didn't just hit. So,
Yeah.
that's, yeah. Well, listen, I would be so for it if she was like, I'm going to light a match to it.
Yeah.
And there's your content.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
It's so awful. On a very much lighter note, obviously,
yeah,
everything. Are you gonna take the girls to see Snow White?
no,
It bombed at the box office.
I
I
saw
mean,
that.
bombed.
I saw that. From what I've read, no, I will not be taking them to see it. So,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
I don't really like, first of all, I wasn't going to take them to see it anyways because Snow White was my least favorite of all the, you know, past movies. And I do think like they need to take that into consideration right now. I think everyone thinks that people aren't going to see it because of all the controversy surrounding it. But I also think she was probably the least liked princess. So like there's also that. Like people don't think about that.
Who were your like OGs?
Jasmine.
Jasmine, she's
She's
beautiful.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even think. Cinderella was fine. She also wasn't one of my favorites though.
Yeah.
Who are the other? I can't even.
I liked Belle.
I loved Belle. Beauty and the
Oh,
Beast. So
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, the newer ones, I loved Elsa and Anna.
Yeah.
I was
mean,
an
so
adult
many
when
of
it
the
came out, but
so many of the old ones too, they kind of, hitched on that theory of like these people were miserable until they found like their prince, and then their prince saved the day and I made everything perfect. And I mean, come on.
no, and I agree with that. But I also I like a love story and I like a good ending. And so like that doesn't honestly deter me from the old Disney movies. Like I kind
Yeah.
of I don't know. I'm also a little old school with that. Like, you know what? Kiss me, I wake up, I'm good. I got a beautiful prince staring at me. Are you kidding? Yes. Save
You got
me.
you got some slippers on your feet.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh, I feel good. I got a great looking man hovering over me. This is fantastic.
Not bad.
I don't know. That's just me though. I don't know if I'm different than everybody else, but that's just how I feel. So
You're the
we won't.
Cinderella of Hidden Hills.
Oh, totally. I turn into a pumpkin. It's fine. No, but I will say I feel like people need to take into consideration that is the least liked princess. So
Yeah.
it's in my eyes, like you don't ever really hear about Snow White.
Well, she's just hanging out with those dwarfs. I mean, what else did she do?
And they computer generated the dwarfs. Is that right? That's what I heard.
Well, maybe they were. I don't know. Did they? I don't know. How does that
I think
work?
they did.
I mean, they found a whole bunch of little people for the Wizard of Oz back in the 30s. I mean, I'm sure there's a market for them.
There's 1,000%, and those are jobs. Like,
Yeah.
and they had a $250+ million budget.
Yeah.
Insane. It's insane.
And it bombed. So that all that means is we're all going to be paying more next time we go to Disney to make up for that loss.
Yeah. It's funny. In the mornings now, my girls remind me to take my vitamins because they're like, Mommy, I want my vitamin and you need to take yours. And honestly, I'm pretty forgetful. So it's been great. And that's the reason I love Haya vitamins because literally they like them and they're full of all the good stuff. You know, typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise, the ton of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and just gummy junk. So that is honestly why Haya was created. It is a pediatrician approved superpowered chewable vitamin. You guys know it. I've told you about it before, but it's pressed with a blend of 12 organic fruits and vegetables and supercharged with 15 essential vitamins and minerals. It's non-GMO, vegan, dairy-free, allergy-free, gelatin-free, nut-free. I mean, it's basically everything free except for all the good stuff. So we've worked out a special deal with Hiya for their best-selling children's vitamin. You can receive 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you must go to hiyahealth.com/morning. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to hiyahealth.com/morning and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. And one thing I want to point out real quick too is they eat every color, every flavor. They like all the flavors. They are not picky about it, which is great because that means every vitamin gets eaten, and it's, again, supercharged with all the good stuff. So, hiyahealth.com/morning. That's so true. Speaking of, aren't you going to Disney?
We're going to Orlando. I don't know whether we'll actually. Now, when you went to Orlando with that last family trip, did you actually go to Disney?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know if we're going to make it into the actual. Now, we have been with her before.
Oh.
Why
aren't you going to go?
Because this place we're staying at, first of all, we're only going for like 3 days. And this place we're staying at has a gigantic water park and feature and whatever. Yeah. And we thought maybe we'll do like an evening at Disney or like
oh, yeah, that's fun.
Or go to, what's the one with the rides?
Islands of Adventure? No, wait, that's...
Universal has rides maybe?
So Universal and Islands of Adventure, the two parks, are not Disney related though.
Okay. We might go to one of those, but I have to measure her, and because Jake and her like rides, and I'll just sit on the ground and eat a hot dog.
Oh my God. Are you kidding? You don't have to wait in the lines with her?
Yeah,
that's
I can't do the rides.
Fantastic.
I can't do the rides. I'll throw up.
I'm going to start pulling that.
I'm told somebody that I can't go on the rides because I'll pee my pants. And you know what? She's probably right.
Wait, that's so good.
Yeah.
Speaking of peeing my peeing your pants, I pissed my pants on the tennis court today. I don't know what happened. I think I just really needed to go and I didn't notice it. And I went up for a shot and came down. I was like, oop, just peed myself. I need to go to the restroom. Does this seem out of ordinary?
This doesn't happen to boys.
No, it doesn't. But after you have babies, it for sure happens to women.
Wow.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's part of becoming a mother. And
was April playing too?
Yes. Oh. She's so good. She's so dang good.
Well, yeah, Robin is performing in Detroit soon, and we were DMing back and forth, and she's like, you know what? Maybe I'll come with them. I'm like, okay, come on, girl. Let's go.
When is this happening?
I can't remember. I think it was like in April or May or something like that.
Well, they're getting married this summer, so
ooh,
I know, so fun. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Okay, so
another headline for you.
Oh wow! Okay, new headline just came across the screen.
What?
The Giants are signing Russell Wilson.
Ooh, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's good. My brother will be in the room with him, and I think that'll be good. That's a veteran quarterback that my brother can learn from. It'll be great. And, give guidance in whatever way he thinks he can.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. So the teams left for Aaron Rodgers are what? Steelers?
Raiders?
Are the Raiders still in the running for that? I think it's Steelers or Minnesota, but I don't know. Who the fuck knows? You know what? Ever since Matthew re-signed, I have been out of it. I've been like, yep, I'm done. I don't need to listen or talk football until September. Thank goodness.
I mean, my goodness.
Right? I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And I'll be here before we know it. But yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers have you seen the show? Did you watch his show on Netflix?
He has a show?
Yeah.
What show is it? What are you talking about?
It was about how, it's just like about him. It was like kind of followed him around and
yeah. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to get off that subject because I don't want to talk
football.
So so last night, Matthew and I got a really cool experience. We went to this like LA golf event. It was at Bel Air Country Club, which is a country club in LA, whatever. And Luke Bryan performed, and it was like a smaller audience. But we met Luke at YC, Yellowstone Club, where we own a property there. So AKA when the headlines hit that Tom Brady hosted us at his home in Montana, that is not true. We have our own house
Oh,
there.
no.
We were with all of our children on a trip. So there's that. But going back to football, and now we're away from it again. But Luke Bryan was there. We met him. He's like honestly salt of the earth kind of guy. And so he was performing. We walk in, run into him and Andrew Whitworth. And I don't know a single soul outside of them. Literally not one. And so once we pull up to, everyone is in like suits and dresses. And Matthew and I are fucking we were told no jeans. It's the only thing we were told. We look so underdressed. I looked at Matthew, go, tell the Uber to keep driving. We're not going. Like just tell him to keep driving. He looks at me, he was like, yeah, I think so too. Should we just do it? And then I was like, fuck, no, you're not supposed to agree with me because I really want to go. Like,
yeah,
I want to
who
see
cares?
You're supposed to tell me, babe, it's fine. You look great.
Yeah,
but he was like, yeah, we should maybe get out of here. So then Matthew and I went to dinner right after. And restaurants, this is what upsets me about restaurants. I understand that they want to pack people in because that's how you make money. But when my table is literally, there's this much, I can't even scoot my ass in to get in the seat because the tables are so close together. It's too close.
Yeah.
It's too close. I can hear the entire conversations of the table next to us. Now, they did not disappoint, I will tell you that.
Ooh.
We had one table who the mom wouldn't shut up. She had her parents there and her husband. She's talking about how the iPads are burning their kids' retinas and how they can't get them off of them, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to be like, just fucking take the iPad away. It's really fucking easy. Just take it away. Yeah. So there's that. Then the table next to us was on a first date.
Ooh.
First date. Very nice restaurant.
Hard into that.
Very nice restaurant. I was like, well done. The conversation, holy cow. It just, they're asking just the simplest questions, right? And Matthew and I are both kind of like this. Like leaning, not that we have to because they're literally fucking right next to us. But the best thing happened, because this happens to Matthew all the time. They ordered drinks. The girl gets a glass of wine. The guy gets some cocktail. It comes out. It's pink. It's got like the frou-frou. And I look at, and Matthew does literally every time he gets a drink that's not like a vodka soda or something, it comes out and it is a very girly drink.
Frou-frou.
Like it looks, yes. And so I looked at him and I did one of these. I was like, look at this. He's like, oh, fuck. He goes, he's got to chug it or ask for a new cocktail. I'm going to see which one he does, but he's got to do one or the other because that's a tough look. Guy chugged it. Like he called it completely. I don't know. Ordering cocktails, I feel like is an art. That's why I stick to my either tequila on the rocks or vodka soda or splash, as we all know. And on a first date, I would, if you're a dude listening to this, I would just lean heavy into the simple cocktails.
Yeah. And I will tell you, I've been having some very, very difficult internal conversations with myself about my drink, vodka soda splash or cran.
Oh, no.
Because I've been noticing that a lot of bartenders are going a little too heavy on the splash. And a friend of mine said, you need to start saying a wisp of cranberry. A wisp implies just a...
No, I hate that word.
So what I do now is I just say a light splash of cranberry.
A light splash. Yeah, that's better. A wisp? That sounds like you're like, oh, well, screw that.
Yeah.
All right, last week I got done on the tennis court in Malibu, and actually my kids didn't have school, so I told Matthew, I was like, bring them down, let's go have lunch. And he goes, you just played 3 hours of tennis. So I'm not worried about it. I put on my Lumi deodorant this morning, and you know what? It's everywhere, and I feel great. Not only that, I do have the wipes in my car. So if I even feel like I have a little bit of smell, I will take those wipes and rub myself down. I love this stuff, guys. It is pH balanced, baking soda free, paraben free. It's created by an OBGYN who just saw that normal BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. And the cool thing about this is that it is a sweat control deodorant. It has 72-hour odor and sweat control for pits, privates, and beyond. So it's pretty incredible. As a special offer for our listeners, new customers are going to get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, which the starter pack includes a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, mini body wash or the deodorant wipes, That equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code MORNINGAFTER for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code MORNINGAFTER at LumiDeodorant.com. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Smell fresher, stay drier, and boost your confidence from head to toe with Lumi. The Morning After is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can be a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for your car insurance, and they'll help you find options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
All right, you know what we haven't done in a while, Hank?
Huh.
Is Dad to Daddies.
Ooh, bring it. I love it.
Yeah. Well, people wrote in their Dad to Daddies, and we're going to read them
Okay.
back to back. But I have my own Dad to Daddy I want to throw in there.
Ooh, you go first.
Yeah, we're at Tyler's soccer game. By the way, she's insane. She scored 10 goals last week, and literally, anyways, she is fun to watch. I enjoy watching her play soccer.
Wow.
Yeah,
10.
she dribbles the ball, and she's 5. She's on the 5 and under team. She's 4, and she like dribbles the ball and is so fast. I didn't know how fast she was. But anyways, we were at her game, and there's a lot of like holes from the what are the things that dig?
The goalposts? Or
Gophers.
oh, the gophers.
Or moles. Gophers, moles, but goalposts work too.
All right.
So there are all these holes, and they had like bags of fertilizer or whatever the hell it is. And if I told you that Matthew has never touched a lawnmower in his life, not one time, that would be giving him credit. Like, he knows jack shit about lawns, upkeep, whatever. And all of a sudden he grabs this bag of fertilizer and starts walking on the field and just filling the holes with the fertilizer. And everyone's like clapping, cheering him on. I'm like, yeah, I have a video. I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, this guy has zero fucking idea if this is actually working. So there's that. But I was like, you know what, babe? It was sexy. He was bending over on the soccer. I know every mom, I was like, bitch, turn around. Like, you can't see this. It was very nice. His calves were shining. Yeah, it was not a dad to dad, like a moment that I thought would be a dad to daddy, but it did. It got the juices flowing.
The juices
God,
pumping?
that sounds gross. No, ew, God, no, let's not say that. It got the blood flowing. Yeah. It made me so happy. All right, now that we did that though, let's talk about everyone else's. All right. One person wrote in, when your husband yells at your son, don't talk to your mom that way.
Oh.
There's nothing sexier than a man sticking up for his wife when his kids are bullying him. I mean, I'm not kidding. I feel like I'm going through that right now. So there's
I think this one's kind of hot. Knowing my husband can fix the car every time it breaks down.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
sexy.
have that. I don't know what that's like. So do you? Does Jake know how to fix a car?
No, but what he did do, because I'm white trash, I bought one of those couches that comes in like several boxes. And I had to put Emma to bed I was putting her to bed, and it takes, 15, 20 minutes. And I came out and he was like almost done with it, like putting it all together.
Okay. And I'm very impressed by that. But what do you mean you bought a couch that came in like pieces?
They come in boxes. It comes in like boxes. It's like a big couch and it comes in boxes. And then as you unpack it, it kind of like that.
I think you're going to need to post a picture of this couch because
I'll tell you why. I'm already traumatized because my wonderful new friend Christina from HGTV I asked her for some design advice, and she was so kind and so helpful, and she's wonderful. And she said, send me a quick video so I can feel your vibe. And I said, okay. And I sent her a video and she's like, oh my God, are you for sure you're even gay? Look at that leather couch. And I literally took the couch and I threw it out the front door.
And you bought a couch that came in pieces that expands when you open it?
That came in pieces. I'm going to try to pretend
it's not a fucking mattress.
I'm going to try to pretend
how's it even possible?
Fancy and just show a blurry video to her from a distance. So I'll take a picture of it. I'll post it for the people, but it comes in pieces.
I want a video. I don't want a picture. I want a video, and I want a clear video for our listeners. Okay,
it comes in pieces.
Oh my God, that's
So
insane.
I'm scared
Okay.
to death to show Christina. Like I'm going to talk to her, going to be whatever, but I can't talk to her about my house anymore because I'm too intimidated.
Why wouldn't you send her a picture of the couch before you bought it?
Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
So my fear was, and I think she gets it. She's normal. I could be like, listen, girl, I'm not buying a $25,000 love sack. And then the
Yeah.
worst part was, I don't even know if I shared this with you because I knew I told you the Christina story was I shared with Sam. I'm like, you're never going to believe this. I go, Christina kind of eviscerated me. She was like, get rid of that leather couch. And he goes, well, it's about time. And I'm like,
I mean,
what?
I'm kind of there with him.
Then he's
It's
like,
time.
oh, I'm like, okay.
I'm proud of you. Did you donate it? Where's the leather couch?
It's somewhere being used in a very good, meaningful space.
Yeah. What are you eating? Because honestly, the
Oh.
mic is picking it all up.
It's Emma Skinny Pop. I'm sorry. I'm starving.
okay.
And let's keep reading this so I can eat like an
Okay.
actual proper meal.
All right, I
All
got
right.
one.
My
No,
husband
it's my
oh, your turn. Go ahead.
unbelievable. I was in a hurry and my daughter wanted her hair straightened, so he quickly watched a YouTube video so he could do it for her. I bet he was like, damn, this is really easy because straightening the hair is honestly one of the easiest things to
I
do.
feel like I wouldn't even need a YouTube video for that, but braiding I do.
Oh, okay. So how do you think you straighten hair?
I think you use a straightener and you go like this.
Yeah. Okay, good
I
job.
see that I have the beauty of the girls in the green room, so I see a lot of makeup.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Tricks
That's
and
right.
tricks.
Okay.
My husband sings "My Only Sunshine" to our female dog, and it melts me.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah,
I wonder if the dog's tail like does, the little
yeah,
waggy wag. You're not looking at me.
yeah. I didn't need the visual. When you said if the dog's tail does the waggy wag, I didn't need to see your. But thank you.
The visual is so much better. Okay.
Yeah.
When my husband tells our kids, that's my wife before she was your mom, I chose her.
That's hot.
That's really hot and really sweet. God, I'm
Oh,
going to show
this
these.
one
I'm going to start
is-
showing these to Matthew.
This one is money because I couldn't do
Okay.
this. Watch my husband seamlessly install a car seat for our first baby due this month. I would have had to buy a new car. I can't get rid of my car. Well, now I can because I have a booster.
Well,
But
he's
I-
probably,
no.
what, Hank, to give you credit, he's probably a firefighter. That's the
Ugh.
only people that can install car seats. So,
double hot. Yeah.
okay. Oh, there you go. You can read the last one.
The last one is need a divorce, so no daddy for me. She's like, get me the hell out of this house.
Oh, I love it. Oh, but speaking on that, next week I do have some marriage stuff that I read and like really loved. So I want to share it because it's honestly awesome. And to be honest, I feel like Matthew and I could implement a lot of it in our marriage. So I'll be sharing that next week. Now, before we end this podcast, we have to go over the name.
Oh, yeah.
Should we do a drum roll and do the honorable mentions first?
Our bracket.
Yeah. Okay, so Kiara's going to do the drum roll, so it's not. All right. For honorable mention, coming in second and third, we have the Allotters and you don't have the list in front of you. The After Party.
The after party.
Yeah, that was cute, though. I liked that one.
If I had to pick one, I would pick the Allotters over those two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, again, I liked the Plan Bs, so I'm way out.
All right.
There's that. All right. And our winner, do you want to announce the winner?
Yes, but I'm not sure if is there.
Don't do the. Just say.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And the winner is Splashers.
Woo! You dirty people, you. Of course.
I love it.
I mean, I think it sounds like something going on in a, adult film, but here we are. Splashers. Why not? Why not do this?
Here's my dream for Splashers. I would like a sweatshirt that says like the podcast name in the front, and then in the back it just says Splashers across the back.
It would
like
be
a football
cute.
team. Yeah, with a number underneath.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, we will have
Flasher
to check the
69.
trademarking, but
Hold on. What did you say?
we will have to check the trademarking before we make merch with it, but
Well, yeah. I'm sure Splashers isn't trademarked.
probably not.
Unless it's from a porn studio. I mean, one or the other. It's very interesting to me. That's where my mind went. But here we are. And I kind of like it. I mean, we are called the morning after. That's also very somewhat sexual. So
Double entendre.
Here we are. All right, Splashers. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this podcast.
Rate us 5s, leave only good comments, and tell your friends and family.
It's fucking fantastic, Hank. Well done. While you munch your damn popcorn that we can all hear. So,
Skinny pop.
all right, Splashers. Well, until next time, have a splash.
Make a splash.